I guarantee you, if the child is waking up and saying, I want to go to church, 9 times out of 10, no matter how backslidden those parents are, they're going to want to bring their kid there.
Bro,
that's all I got to say. Help the babies. Help the babies. That's free game. Free game.
And now for reason number 3, people are attending church less often. Failure to see a direct benefit. This one's tough to look at, but let's be honest. People always make time for the things they value most. If they say, I don't have time for it, it's usually a smokescreen for, I don't want to do it. And if they're not making time for church, that tells you something. Now, even among people who say they love the church and who might say they love your church, if declining attendance is an issue, chances are it's because they're not seeing a direct benefit. They don't see the value in being there week after week. And what you're discovering often, or what a lot of church leaders are discovering, is that what used to connect no longer connects. So what do? Well, you either change or you settle for reaching fewer people.
All right. Oh my gosh. Failure to see a direct benefit.
Bro. Let me get close to the camera. I believe, and I'm just speaking to my experience as an apostolic Pentecostal believer, that there's a big, I would say it was the majority of churches that need to, or I feel like should, look to develop and grow in addition to inspire, because I feel like there's a lot of motivation and inspiration, and that doesn't last as long as equipping and developing. And it's hard to go in Sunday after Sunday and hear the same message about repentance and being filled and being baptized if you've already been filled, baptized, repented, and trying to live a delivered life. Going there knowing that that's the message that's going to come every Sunday morning, you don't want to go. What's the direct benefit? What's the direct benefit of going knowing that you're preaching to the lost alone, only? And here's my thing. The lost, they're going through some of the same thing that the saved are going through. How to raise their kids, how to manage their finances, how to like,
I'm gonna lower the bar a bit, right? Because I just started working with a group of pastors. We actually just started last week that are trying to revitalize their church. One of whom is an apostolic pastor. We're cohorting it, and I did some research before our first session. Even if you can't change a lot of what you're doing in terms of the preaching, there's some pastors that what you see is what you get. That's just the reality. What you see is what you're gonna get. This is what I would ask. This is what I would beg from pastors in churches everywhere. Do something for the kids.
Stop having all these people. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be yelling. Stop having service where all the kids were in the sanctuary. Stop it.
Yo.
Stop it now.
We were just at church yesterday. We went to church. I will not disclose what church this is. But we go and we're trying, and here's the thing, man. Like we're trying. We really are like, we want to be a part of this church. We're showing up. We're showing up late, but we're showing up. we're showing up and we're trying. Like, we're trying. I'll give churches like I'll give them a big pass. Like, most adults that are there's not much hope for them. I can speak for myself. Like, there's not much you're going to be able to do with adults that are already jaded, right? They're already messed up, already jaded, already are set in their ways in a lot of ways. Adults are very difficult to try to lead. Very difficult. Extremely difficult. Depending on what denomination, whatever, that's fine. But bro, do something for the kids. Have children's ministry. In fact, in the era and the time that we're living in, children's ministry is really the only reason to show up at a building, period. Listen. Let me give some real. Make my kids want to come here. If you can't make me, I'll show up if my kids want to go. I'm not expecting much from me. I can go, but I'm capable of going to find a good sermon on YouTube. I can go find all of that. If I want to do certain things, even if it costs me money, I could do that. That's fine. You don't have to change anything for me. I'm good, right? But if my kid actually wants to come, she's excited to go. She's growing in her faith. You're showing actual interest in her life outside of just coming. You're checking on her grades. If you're like partnering with me to help raise my kids in a way where I know you care, it's not just they're coming, but you really care. You want to see them be successful. You're helping. They're learning how to pray because of what you're teaching. They're learning the Bible because of what you're teaching. They're learning things, and they're developing, and they're becoming greater human beings because of what you all are instilling with them. Don't even worry about me. Help them. If you help them, I'm gonna give you money. I'll give you more money than you're asking for. I will come to all the stuff that you're doing. I promise you, I will do whatever you want if my kid is being successful. But if you're not helping me or my kid, it's really gonna be very difficult. It's gonna be extreme. It's a lost cause. Y'all gonna keep messing with the same. So even if you can't do anything with adults, and I get it, adults are hard to do anything with because they're already set in their ways. They already believe what they believe. It's hard to get adults, but focus on kids. Put your money. Don't just say, put your money towards kids. Build the children's facility. And I'm not just talking about putting a bunch of video games and making it into an arcade and calling it children's church, but actually putting time and effort and energy, maybe hiring someone to run the children's ministry. Churches will hire and spend money on a lot of stuff, but not on the thing that's actually going to grow their church. You know how crazy that is? I actually heard a pastor, and I'm going to stop soon. I got to go pick my kid up soon, so I'm going to stop soon. But here, I heard a pastor back in the day. You would know who this guy is. His name was Bill Hybels. Remember, he pastored this mega church back in the day. He got caught up in some mess, but back in the day, he was like the GOAT of the mega church. I listened to him talk about his first hire. You know, his first hire was a children's pastor before even a secretary. And he said, you know why? Because the children's pastor is going to make me money. The secretary is just going to cost me money. I don't need a secretary right now. I need somebody that's going to help me grow my church. So I'm going to hire a good children's pastor. Someone that's going to help me make these kids want to come, because I guarantee, if the child is waking up and saying, I want to go to church, 9 times out of 10, no matter how backslidden those parents are, they're going to want to bring their kid there. Bro, that's all I got to say. Help the babies. Help the babies. That's free game. Free game. You help the babies. You ain't gonna have to worry about money. If a church focuses on kids, they're not gonna have to worry about money, fam. They're not. Parents will give. I don't care how backslidden those parents are. They still want their babies to do well. The floor is yours.
Bro, this is so like a part of my heart that's why I had to calm myself down. I was a youth pastor. I know it costs to run a successful, impactful children and youth ministry. But it is essential to the growth and development of your church. A church that continues to put the young people and the kids next to their parents, that stay on a phone or iPad during service. Oh man, I don't want to say this. Their blood are on your hands. Like, how irresponsible. And I know you want the numbers to look good. You want the auditorium to feel full.
Yeah.
And sending out all these kids just make it feel like there's a lot less people in here.
Mm-hmm.
But you have a responsibility to invest in the next generation. And I know people who were out there running wild. In the moment that they found out that they were going to have a kid, they found a church home. Because they knew that was a place that was safe, right? A place that they could instill some values, some morals, some structure in their life. One of my mentors, when I got older, we sat down and talked, and I was expecting my oldest. He said, I was out there running wild until I found out I was having a kid. That changed my life. That changed the trajectory of my life because I knew I had to get them to a church. And I can't say that is the case in my church experience right now. Because I'm going to leave it at that. Please pray and look for ways to impact the children that are in your community.
And I'm going to go beyond prayer because it's so easy to talk about praying.
No, but I'm talking about pray and move your feet. Pray for ways to impact. And if you're saying, well, the people that are teaching the kids don't get a chance to come into the service and enjoy the worship and enjoy this and enjoy that. Have a rotation. Have a curriculum.
Spend money. Don't pray. Spend money. Where your treasure is, that's where your heart is. Spend money. That money you were going to spend doing whatever. I know. I work with churches all over the place. I know where budgets are, where budgets go. And there are budgets in so many different things. And I see capital campaigns and the amount of money that people spend on all these different things, trying to get the auditorium, and you're trying to set up all of this live stream equipment, spending hundreds of thousands of dollars just for people not to watch your sermons. I know what you're doing, bro. Listen, if you listen to what I'm saying, I'm not talking from, I've worked with hundreds of churches. I've served full time on 2 different churches. I've planted a church. I know if you're not that great of a preacher that's going to draw a lot of people to come to your church. Your worship team is not that good. It's hard to find really good musicians. Depending on where you live, especially if you want them to be saved, yeah, good luck. That's hard. It's hard to find. And even then, the amount of practice it takes to master worship, to master praise, takes a lot. And even then, how much ROI are you really going to get for that? Most musicians just cost money. Most pastor that you hire on staff just costs money. Most secretaries, any hire that you find, that usually they're going to just cost you money. The only hire that's going to actually make you money. And I know it's not about money. Okay, but you need money for ministry.
Money answers all things.
But
for your message to go forward, you're going to need
the one hire. Resources. And I'm not just talking about hiring Mother Susie, who that's retired, that you don't have to pay nothing, that don't know that's just going to beat the kids when we take them back there. Because she don't know how to deal with these kids. Because she's like, man,
they're out of order and they're wild and they got to be tamed
and we about to be getting arrested for abuse because she don't know how to deal with these babies. Listen, find you a sharp, young, energetic, educated individual that you can hire and pay well. Not just hire, pay well, make more money than they would make at the school district, and that's not hard.
Competency, higher competency.
Find you somebody that you can say, listen, I need you to help me build a robust, successful ministry that's going to develop these kids.
That's going to develop the teachers and create a rotation that, yes, you have X class and there's 3 teachers in rotation every month. So you're teaching at the most twice a month.
And you spend money to decorate the classrooms. You spend money for props during the lessons. You spend money to go out on trips where you guys can experience things together, where you go on university tour and do things in the community. Just doing those things where you want it to be so well done, even if the building's not very good. You want to say, listen, it's just like the tabernacle. On the outside, it looks great, but you go in, it's the Holy of Holies. That's how it needs to be. It needs to be done well. And it does not have to compete with the mega church up the street because they know something that you don't. Their preaching's not very good either. They just have a really good children's ministry because they know if these babies are running around the sanctuary, that the parents can't do anything. And it doesn't just mean creating an arcade for them to go play games. I'm talking about for real, developing them, making them want to come. And that's not easy. That's not easy. But the schools right now suck. What I would be terrified. And it's not because I make a lot, but I'd be terrified if my kid was in public school. I'd be terrified.
Don't even cap on here. You make a lot, bro. Don't even cap.
But I'm listening to people who go to public school. How big are the classrooms? 25 to 30. For parents for teachers who barely just made it out of college, teaching all these kids, and with all the influences, all the things that kids have to go through, all these different things they're being exposed to, younger and younger. Dude, that's like, if there was ever a ministry opportunity, that is it. But that's the thing that you want to give such little attention to. And I see it multiple different places, in multiple different ministries. And that's the reason why in a lot of these places, all of these are old people that go there. Most young families are not going to bring their children there.
No, they're going to the park. They're going to the food hall.
Or they're going to find other extracurricular. And that's the thing. I see churches blasting, oh, you got your kid playing sports. You got your kid doing this and that. They should be in church. They should be coming to prayer. Dude.
I know, bro. It got me stuttering out here. That's how passionate I feel about this. That's how emotional I get about this.
But what I think though, and if there's at least one pastor who watch, maybe they're starting a church or maybe they're a part of a church and they know they want to see something different. I'm telling you, bro, this is where you start. I have two pastors, church plant guys who started churches. I'm in a group chat with them. We text all the time. I texted them the other day, like, yo, y'all need to focus on kids. If you want your stuff to grow, focus on kids. Stop thinking you're going to be able to change these adults. Mm-hmm. These adults are hard to change.
And their kids are connected to them in a way that if you are adding value to my son,
my wallet is open, dog.
Yes.
My wallet is open. And you're thinking, you're like, man, how do we reach these affluent people? These affluent people, the one thing that bridges all gaps, they want their babies to be they don't know, because no one knows what they're doing. No one knows how to parent kids. No one does. Like, what am I supposed to do?
We're figuring it out on the fly.
We're making it up. So if you come and show me you love my kid and that you care about them and you're not going to abuse them, because then I have to kill you.
Yeah.
Then I have to murder you. But if you're cool, then bro, what do you need? What do you need? Oh, you need to buy that? Let's go buy it. Because that's important for my kid. Yeah. I want my kid and I'm not having to force my kid. And that's the thing. Now
it's a fight. It's a fight because they're going there to sit on the tablet. They don't want to go.
I already have to fight my kid to go to school. I already have to fight them to go, but I don't have to fight her to go to soccer. If I have to fight for her to go to church, that means there is not enough attention to make the church.
There's no perceived direct benefit of going there.
Let's hop off, man. I think this was good, though. I hope this is helpful to somebody. I hope somebody, like, let me know what you think. Whether you're a pastor or you're just a member of a church, like, are we saying what y'all are thinking? Like, I think that pastors need to know how important this is. And it doesn't have to be a lot of money at the beginning, because some ministries don't have it. But if you care, like if you help kids learn how to read, most kids can't read
at their grade level. Yeah, just having that
book club
in the summer to have sweet Jesus.
You have no idea. That's gonna. You know what? You have no idea how much money people will give you for that. They will give you so much money.
And it doesn't have to be a long time. It doesn't have to be every day. Just have a summer book club.
All right.
And you could do. All right. I'm sorry. I'm going. I'm. All right. We love y'all.
Like, share, subscribe.
We might need to do a part 2, bro. Because
we might need to. I'm gonna find more. I really think this is important.
Yeah.
It's such an overthought. It's an oversight, but it's like it's so apparent. You know what I mean? All right. We'll talk to y'all later. Let us know if you want a part 2. And we'll tell
us what you think, man. Please like, subscribe. Tell us what you think. We want to engage you in the conversation.
All right, y'all. Peace.